Hi guys, welcome back to Nardi Elder Gaming and back into Jurassic World Evolution 3. So we'll just have a quick recap on what we did last time. So we finished off these two pools here. Obviously we've got the Megalodons and now we've got Mosasaurs in there and we've got Kronosaurs. Have we only got one Mosasaur? No, we have got two. Yeah. So those areas are sort of finished in construction at the moment. I still need to do some more building it up, making it look a little bit less bland, let's say. So then after that, we did a lot of work on this for the Indominus. I wanted to make that one look more like a kind of fortress, because you don't want that one getting out because of how dangerous it is. And I think that sort of worked. It does actually look quite good, I think. And there, of course, is the construction of what was the original gate to get in as well. So once we'd done that, where is the Indominus? There it is. It's happy. Then after we did that, we went on to the Indoraptors. So a quick look how they're getting on. Yeah, they weren't quite happy with their environment. Not enough pasture. Not enough water, but... Did I put any water in for them? Yeah, I did, yeah. Well, they've got water, so they'll be okay. Then we were trying to think of the ideas of what to do next. So we wanted to do... Scorpio Rex, which will probably have to be on this side, a similar sort of build to that one, I think. Because that one, I think, is going to be too small, so I might just have to fill that in with something else. Maybe put some amenities or something in there, then just fill the rest up there with forest. So, what we need is something of a similar size to that on this side, and then we'll do the Scorpios. So the idea is, I think the Scorpios we do first, then after that I want to make something for the Allosaurus, get them in an enclosure, and then do a large area for Ceratopsians, and then we'll just play it by ear after that, see what we want to do. Maybe something with Pachycephalosaurs, I don't know. We'll see. Right, so we had... what kind of fencing do we have for those? I want to do the same kind of fencing on this side. I think what I'll do first is I'll put the attractions in. I think we'll try and do the same again that we did on that side. Try and get it directly opposite. I think that looks all right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have added a new viewing gallery, ready for you to observe our magnificent animals.
It's at a very slight angle, and that will bug me. That'd be better. So if I pull it back a little bit, so we put a little bit of path into it, make it look the same as the other one on that side.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have added a new viewing gallery, ready for you to observe our magnificent animals.
Why is that not going? Why is that not going straight? Oh, I think that's somewhere near. Yeah, we can live with that. And then what we need to do is build one of those as well. But first of all, let's get the first lines of the fence in. I think that's about right on that side. I think that's about right on that side. Excellent. Right. Let's get the viewing tower on that side. Try and match it up again. Won't match completely because the path is on the opposite side. I think if we do it about there, I think we can work with that. Because what we'll do is we'll take the path up to about there. And build it into there.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have added a new viewing platform, ready for you to gain an elevated view of our wonderful dinosaurs.
Right, that's looking good. I need to try and get them. Try and get them somewhere near the same size as that one. There, that looks... Yeah, I think that looks okay. So what we'll do, we'll just slip the gate in, then we're going to go and have a look what they require. Right, where was the nearest breeder? There it is. Right, where are you? There they are. So, they wanted 20% cover, mostly pasture, 30% water. So let's pasture it up. First of all, we want to change it a little bit so it's not so flat. So let's... There we go, that takes all the flat areas out of it. So let's put pasture in the whole thing to start off with. Cover and pasture. There we go, that gives it a little bit of a natural look. Quite like that. We can intermingle it with a little bit of this. What was that called? Oh, that's just brushland pasture. Let's get rid of that lot in a minute. So they want some cover. We do that along here. And we do some water. Let's make it like a little stream going through. We'll bring it out beyond, because that might be able to go for something else down there. I'm not sure what to do down this part yet, but we'll figure something. Right, so no doubt they're gonna need live food. Yeah. So water 30. That's pretty good. Pastures 27. Cover 20%. We must be fairly near that, I think. So let's put the prey in there and then we'll get them. Actually, we could start them synthesizing now, couldn't we? Right, let's that was 2015. That's good, it only does one egg. So the next one we can do is the 2015B. Right. Let's begin that one. And we'll begin that one. So that will be, in effect, the end of the hybrid feature. Now, in theory, if I can't use this area here for anything else, I could just extend their ranges right over. But for the time being, I'm going to leave them as they are. So let's get them... Let's get them into their enclosures. Would help if I actually put a feeder in for them, wouldn't it? Let's put that over there.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Scorpius Rex to the park.
Let's have a look at our Indominus while we're waiting.
Asset transportation underway.
Not enough space. Well, you got more space in this than you did in Jurassic World, that's for sure.
Who doesn't love a walking, breathing nightmare? The Scorpius Rex. An animal so dangerous that even its creator thought it was wise to keep it contained. A dinosaur with venomous spikes, sharp claws, sharper teeth. You sure you know what you're doing?
Yeah, of course I do. Right, where is he gone? She.
Scorpius Rex to the party.
So water should be no problem.
Transporting asset.
Says it's missing cover, but there is quite a bit of cover. I can do a bit more if they need it, but let's just give them a little while to get used to it.
During most of your tour,
They actually seem bigger than I remember in Camp Cretaceous. Let's see how they're looking. Still don't reckon there's enough cover there. There's a lot of cover. Right, I'll take that. Hang on, let's edit their environment. Let's get a bit more cover, I think. To be fair, they haven't even looked down here yet. But I will put a bit more cover. So we'll leave them for a little while to get used to it. Let me just tidy up outside here a minute. There we go. Right, so I need to think about what to do up in here. What if I had... like a river going all the way down. Joining up with that one. Put some trees around it. That's no good. Let's try those. That's better. Now what we could do is have like a kind of rest area here, so we can have We could have a restroom up here. Let's see. We could have a small gift shop. So we've got a small gift shop. Have that one there. Now if I do a path down, it's sort of got like a nice view of a little river. I hate it when it snaps into place when I don't want it to snap into place. Alright, I'm going to leave that. I don't want to spend all day doing that.
Our restroom is now open to use for whenever nature calls.
Right. So let's put a texture down underneath those. I want to put the trees back in a minute. So let's treeify that area there. Right, so what I will do here, because of how dangerous this area is, we need an emergency shelter. Just slightly too big. What about if I did it up here? Why will it not allow that? Oh, it did. Right, so that makes that a little bit more in the lines of health and safety when you're up against animals as dangerous as these. And I think there should be one right outside the Indominus place as well. So I'm going to put one here. Just to further emphasize how dangerous these animals are. Let's oh well, that didn't work, did it? Wanted trees all around there. I'll tell you what, let's go, we'll do it with the scenery. See if we can get some decent sized trees in there. There we go. So those are put in nicely to blend in with the hatchery.
It's unfortunate, but life eventually ends. Today, that time came for one of our animals.
Got to put a random scale on there, didn't I? There we go. So that makes that look a little bit more inviting than just a terrible bit of open terrain. So what died? What one of my animals died? I thought I had it set so that they don't die. What the? How the hell did he get out? Right, okay. Where did he go? There he is. It's a good job it's in an area where there's no visitors. I was going to call them customers, but that's not really the right word, is it? Come on, helicopter, get a move on. There we go.
Asset collection request received.
Right. How's our Rexies? There they are. Sauropod's happy enough. I really like this environment.
Asset has been collected.
Dreadnoughtus. Patago Titan. Patago Titan. Diplodocus. Dreadnoughtus. Apatosaurus. Dreadnoughtus, Momenchosaurus. I was wondering where they were. And there's a Brack. Right, okay, so let's go back over here.
Transportation complete.
Let's just have a quick look at these and see if they're happy enough. Oh yeah, they seem happy. Excellent. Right, so this little area sort of tucked away nicely. Now normally I'd have signposts up here saying, you know, come down here and spend all your money. So now, I think we're going to do an Allosaurus territory. Now I think I might do it along here and incorporate this river going through. So let's check about, let's see what they need. There they are. Gotta love an Allosaurus. I think I quite like that. So I think that's what we'll do for them. Yeah. Right, so let's have a look what they require. So you need pasture, not much cover, and only 10% water. So mostly pasture. So we can keep them quite out in the open. So we've got medium electric fence. I'm going to do large electric fence for them, I think. Which one shall we do? I think we'll do that one. It's got more visibility. Before I do that, let me just knock up a path going up the middle. That way I know how much room I've got on each side. So if I start it about there. Right, if we start it about here, should be in line with the one opposite. Right, let's just level off some of that terrain a minute. See if I can do it now. There we go. It's going to be quite a big area for them. Let's go a little bit bigger. Oh, damn it. That one didn't go quite as I wanted it to. Right, there we go. So if we have that as an area for the Allosaurs. So they like pasture. So we're going to bring that river through. Like so. Then what I'll do is I'll raise the terrain up around. And then we can smooth it around afterwards. Just make it look a little bit rough to start off with. Right, then let's smooth the terrain, but I want that in a smaller cursor, would you call it, I suppose? I think that looks better, doesn't it? Right, so I sort of like that. So I think they so we need loads of pasture again. I think we start those going, can't we? 3. I think I might do 6 in there actually. Right, so let's pasture this up. Yeah, that one's not exactly exciting. So I think we'll have to do more in it than that. But as long as it's showing us pasture. You know, they should be somewhat happy. Well, I want exactly what I would call cover. Let's try conifer cover. That's better. I think what we'll do is we'll put some rocks and that in for these guys. See, any time I'm doing things in these, I never try and plan it out beforehand. I just go freehand with the whole thing. I just find it's more fluid and organic that way. Gives it a more natural look. See, already that looks pretty good. And now I need something more on this side, I think. So before I get carried away with too much, let's put a gate in. And then we need viewing platforms. Put that one in there. And then I think we'll put a tall one around this side. Right, so I think what we'll do, we'll bring the Allosaurus in, and then we'll work on their environment as they're exploring, as they're getting used to it. So let's do 3 females there. And 3 males there. Better put a feeder in, I suppose. Don't want them starving to death. Seeing as there's 6 of them, I'm going to put 2 feeders in. Right. Let's release the males first.
Asset to be collected. En route to the asset.
Right, so this whole area here is all carnivores. Basically, yeah, as soon as you get past the ornithomimids, you are straight into carnivores.
Assets in the air.
Right, let's just connect these paths up.
Asset in transit.
Ah, the Allosaurus, a big bipedal predator that will happily hunt or scavenge for food. This animal really isn't a fussy eater. And, on that note, I'm just gonna take a few thousand steps back.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome an Allosaurus to the park. Ladies and gentlemen, we have added a new viewing gallery, ready for you to observe our magnificent animals.
Right. Another one of my favourites when I was younger.
In progress. Asset has been delivered.
These could end up quite happy. Right, let's get the others in there.
Picking up asset. Acknowledging asset collection request. Asset transported. Asset has been collected.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome an Allosaurus to the park. Ladies and gentlemen, we have added a new viewing platform, ready for you to gain an elevated view of our wonderful dinosaurs.
Visibility's not great from that one, but that's a better view.
To many, there is no greater dinosaur than the Allosaurus. One of the first dinosaurs to have been discovered, its plentiful fossilized remains
Right, missing cover, but I think it's going to find it. Yeah, there we go.
Allosaurus to the park.
So we have a totally happy dinosaur.
Asset has been collected.
Right, let's get
Confirmed.
let's bring some conifers into the back of this. There we go. And I think I'll fill this area with conifers as well. Right. Now I think it's time that we need to concentrate on a herbivore.
Transportation complete.
I'm wondering actually if we should do a one of the underwater underground transports here. A hyperloop station. We should do one along here somewhere. I think we'll do one just down here. There we go. So let's see if we can link it up to... There we go. So it's connected up to there as well. And perhaps here we should have... I think we'll cover the back of this with trees. And then we'll have a hotel around here. So let's get some conifers going. I do like the conifers. Conifers do fill in quite nicely. There we go. So I think we need some kind of hotel activity, don't we? I don't think a hotel should be near the most dangerous animal in case it gets out. So I'm wondering about perhaps over this side here. Oh, it's blueprints. I ain't got any blueprints, so... Small or large? Let's do a... Think about putting a couple of large hotels here.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your comfort, we've increased the hotel capacity of the park.
And we're about to do it again. There we go. So we got more hotels, which I think we're going to tree them in around the back. There we go. Right, I'm going to drop down on the ground. We're going to have a look at this little area. So I need to put fences around here because we don't want customers falling in, do we? But we need them to have access into seeing the other raptors. So we come up here, and here's our hotels. Well, that didn't match very well, did it? Right, so I'm not liking that, so I'm going to get rid of that hotel. and put a new one down, but try and get it lined up a bit better. Does look straighter, doesn't it?
Ladies and gentlemen, for your comfort, we've increased the hotel capacity of the park.
I think that is better. Right, let's just tree the back bit in a little bit more again. Excellent. Right, now if I drop him down in front, that should look much better. There we go. Matches in quite nicely, and then we got trees up behind. Nice little rooms. Just see a little Pyroraptor down there. And a Gallimimus running across there, look. Where are they? There they are. See, that's what I wanted. I wanted them running around in blocks like that. Just like a bird. That's going good. I'm liking this park. Right, so my Allosaurus is done. Now what I need is what should we do? What should we do? I'm sort of thinking of maybe doing the Ceratopsian area. But I mean, I'm going to be putting various Ceratopsians in there, so they're going to have different wants and needs. Trying to think what sort of environment would be good for them. Let's have a look in the hatchery and let's see what they like. So we start off with Chasmosaurus because that was the first one. I think I might put Ankylosaurus in there as well. Mix them up. Could put Chungingosaurus in there as well. Or shall I have a separate one for Stegosaurs? Did I do Dinoceras? I don't think I have done Dinoceras, so that'd be another one we can have a look at that. So let's just have a look what they like. Cover. So half pasture, half ground leaf, which is probably going to be a similar thing with the Ceratopsians. They all forage on the ground. So there's going to be quite a few of them, so I think it's going to need to be quite a biggish area. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to be a little bit more adventurous with this one. So let's let's start raising the terrain. Start bringing it up to this level. go. So that gives like a nice backdrop. Let's raise it up around this end. I'm going to fill that bit in with trees so you won't see that. There we go, that's not looking too bad. So I can put a row of trees across the top. First of all, I want to get rid of all the rocks. I don't really want rocks everywhere. Don't mind a few. There we go, that's looking a bit better, I think. Now I think this end I might rock this in so we can have one of those like hidden boundaries again. Let's see if I can use a different color of rock for this. Let's go for these. These are right. The idea is just to try and block that area off so that we don't have to have fences everywhere. But we might be able to do it with a rocky terrain. So if I start flattening terrain to try and get it to sort of match a bit with those rocks there. Like that. Then all I've got to do is just make sure that nothing would be able to get out of here. think I'll put a rock in there. There we go, so that sort of blocks that area off. Right, so that blocks that area off nicely, so they wouldn't be able to get through there. Now, if I make this back too steep for them, if it was too steep, they won't be able to walk up there. There we go, that's looking good. So we'll be bringing it back down here quite a way. So it's hills in the background. Let's treeify the ridge with conifers, because I'm liking conifers today. Let's have a look at trees on here. So saying these are small, I want big. There we go. Make sure they're not floating. What was the one I was using? That was it. Right, I do like the look of that. Starting to think that I should have used white rocks really and not those ones, but not to worry. Just trying to see if there's anything else I can do to sort of spruce it up a bit. No, I think that's pretty good. So I need to bring the fence down along here. I think we'll need a medium electric with them. Damn. It's always one that doesn't go quite at the right angle. Right, so we can block that in with rocks there. I better see if I can match the ones from the other side, to be honest. Right, so they shouldn't be able to get up through there. Just hoping that they can't get through there anyway. So what if I were to lower the terrain there? And then just smooth that out. I'm a bit concerned about them coming up this ramp here and across there. So let's drop that terrain. Like so. So I could stick a couple of rocks up there. I suppose I could put an invisible fence along the back there, couldn't I? But how far over would I be able to get that? That's the question, isn't it? Oh, it's an invisible gate, that's why. There we go, so that will stop them going in there. Right, that's okay. That should stop them from going anywhere up over there. So I'm just going to need to redo the pine trees in there. Where are we? Foliage. Trees. Just try to block the fencing off as much as you can so you can't actually see it and the whole thing looks natural. Let's get all the way along there. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good for the back. Right, now let's start working on this area down here. So what we need to do now is I want to have a look at the Triceratops. There he is. Have a look at their info. Right, so they like a bit of water, they like some wetland, and they like cover, but mostly ground fibre. So that's fine. So let's I'm wondering whether to do them an area up over here with wetland and maybe a little bit of deep water. So let's have a shallow water area there. Put a little bit of deep water in the middle. Just smooth that out. And let's cover the whole thing in ground leaf. Go there. Right, we'll do some wetland. So wetland down around there. A bit of it up there. We'll have a little bit of wetland just over here as well. We've got some low leaf there. Let's yeah, that might be all right. Right, so let's get a gate in there. And let's put a couple of viewing platforms. Let's have a look and see what the view is like. That does actually make a pretty good view of their enclosure. Right, so let's I've purposely left this one flat, but I will put some rocks. Just to give it a little bit of a natural feel to it. There, that looks good. So let's get a couple in there and see how they get on. So I'm going to where's my trikes over here? Right, so I've got a couple of trikes in there. So let's that's 2 down.
Picking up asset. En route to collect the asset. Heading to collect the asset. asset.
There we go. So that should be all the Ceratopsians. Of course, it's causing mass panic with everything else. Oh, there's another one. Hang on. Oh, hang on. I thought he just got out, but of course he's on the helicopter, isn't it? Brilliant. Oh, excellent. Bless my confusion.
Asset transportation in progress.
So hopefully they'll be happy enough in this environment. With any luck. There he goes.
Asset has been transported. Asset transported.
So panicking a little bit, but he's alright now.
Asset has been delivered.
Let's get some cover up over here. So we'll give them a little while to work out their territory. Oh, I see. They want ground fibre, them ones. Okay. So, ground fibre. There we go. We can put plenty of that in for them. Got to keep the old trikes happy. Yeah, plenty of that for them. Cover they haven't really discovered yet. And they haven't discovered the water and the wetland. But I think they're going to be happy there. Definitely. So let's populate. We're going to populate this area with Ceratopsians. I like that, nice and green. Turn around, let's see that frill. I think we'll go for that one. And in the males, I like that. I think we're going to go for that. So let's see. We got 5 of those. So as usual, we do 2 males and 3 females. Right, they still haven't found the water in the wetland yet, but once they start exploring, they're going to find it. It's all over here. Right, so let's get the new ones in there. Not in with the carnivores, though.
Asset collection request received. Collecting asset. Heading to pick up the asset. En route to pick up the asset.
So that's Chasmosaurus. Let's get some Loki Ceratops in there. Let's get these ones differently coloured than the other ones. Yeah, that's quite nice. I do actually like that. I think I'll leave it at that. So let's see if we can get 4 of those. Right, so after Loki Ceratops. Ceratops. Let's have a nice dark coloured one. Okay, the males. That's bright. I think I'll go for that one. So that's the Ceratops. So after the Ceratops, I must have missed a Ceratops. Yeah, let's go with that one. In that task, so we got Chasmosaurus, Loki Ceratops, Ceratops. So 1 male and 2 females. 2 females, 2 males. So we've got Chasmosaurus, Loki Ceratops, Ceratops, and the Ceratops. Did I say we had Ceratops? Yeah, we got Ceratops. Styracosaurus. Got a Styracosaurus. They look awesome. Right. Should we go? Let's go for a more reddish colour with these ones. Quite like that. I think I prefer that. I'm not too happy with any of those colours, to be honest. I don't think they look quite right, but I think we're gonna go with that. Right, 2 of each as usual. Right, the Styracosaurus. Oh, sorry, the Chasmosaurus are being released.
Asset has been collected.
The trikes are staying in a small herd, so hopefully they're finding the water soon.
If you're anything like me, you look at the amazing frill of the Chasmosaurus and think, hey, walking ad space. Now, a lot of my ideas get shut down, but boy, did that one get shut down fast.
Right, ground leaf they've got. Cover, there'll be enough of that. Pasture is okay. Just needs to find the water. Right, the trikes have found the water. So they got enough water. And the wetlands all around it, so they will find it eventually.
Delivery has been completed.
Let's check on our Allosaurus.
Asset has been collected.
They're all happy. They got more than what they need. More males than they actually need, but it's all good. Where are this? There they are. They're happy as well.
Delivery. Asset transportation underway.
Some of them are going to be a bit difficult to see because they're fairly small compared to animals like Triceratops. Just checking their fencing to make sure I haven't missed any obvious spots. No, I think they're good. I think they're all good. So I'm quite happy with that little area for them. So they won't be bothered by the fast-moving animals like the hadrosaurs and that. They can just plod along at their own pace. Yeah, she's happy enough. Right, so Are we ready to release the Loki Ceratops? I think we are.
En route to collect the asset. Collecting asset.
I'm just wondering actually if I can put some Microceratops in there as well. Where did I see those? Microceratops. They like pasture, water, ground leaf, brown fibre. I think I might do some of those as well. Just have a few of those little ones running around. That's a nice pattern. Let's go for that. See, the females are a much better colour than the males. So if we're getting 3 of those,
Synthesis procedure complete. Incubation personnel, please.
I'm thinking about actually doing more of those.
Commencing asset transit.
Incubation complete.
Right, have they found the water supply yet? They found the water. They haven't found the wetland.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome our Lokiceratops to the park.
Yeah, they haven't been over far enough in this area yet.
Asset transportation in progress.
So that one's the alpha. Alpha female.
One of my absolute favorite dinosaurs, the Lokiceratops. When you hear that name, no doubt, you think of the Norse trickster god Loki. The curved horns at the top of the dinosaur's iconic frill are pretty similar to the curved horn helmet that Loki is often shown wearing, leading to that legendary namesake for this legendary addition to the site.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome our Lokiceratops to the park.
There should be a Lokiceratops here somewhere, but you just can't see it because of the foliage. There he is. Just up through there. Right, so how are we doing? Still releasing. Right, while we're waiting on that, let's just have a quick look around the park, see how everything's doing. They're running around nicely in the plane now. Our other raptors, I think they're okay. There we go. There's one there.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Loki Ceratops to the park.
Those ones are doing well. They're spreading out nicely throughout their environment as well.
Asset has been collected.
The avian life is doing okay. Happy enough. The Rexes. Loving life. Spinos. There we go, 2 of them in the water there.
Asset transportation complete.
Can't see the 3rd one. Oh, there he is. So he's doing all right. Let's move it on. We've got our raptors with our escapologist, and hopefully he's okay now. So let's see. Look for movement. There we go. Atrociraptors. Can I see any Pyroraptors anywhere? There we go, there's one. See if I can see any of the Deinonychus.
Asset has been transferred.
There's one. Let me just check on them. And finally, let's have a look at our Velociraptors. Doing perfectly well. Right, moving over. Not that way though. The only bad thing that, not bad, predatory thing that we've got in here now will be the Dunkleosteus. What we got? We got ichthyosaurs. Let's check on them. They're doing all right. Ichthyosaur, Dunkleosteus. Let me just check on that because I can't remember what else we've actually got in there. Oh, I think it is just Dunkleosteus and ichthyosaurs at the moment. So we could really... We could put some Plesiosaurus in there, couldn't we? So yeah, let's sort some of those out. Let's give him a nice marine-like colour. I don't think the coloration on him is going to make much difference in the water, is it? There we go. Right, so let's do some of those And I think we'll also put some Attenborosaurus in there as well. Let's try and get them a bit of a different colour than the plesiosaurs. Quite like that green. Let's go with that. So we'll begin the task on those.
Synthesis procedure complete.
Unfit. Oh well. Right, so in here is our Therazinos. And I think if I remember rightly, we had some Stegos in here as well, didn't we? There they are. Okay, so we had those in there. Down in here we had our Coelophysis and Compsognathus.
Incubation complete. Prepare asset for release.
There we go. They're all happy. Hadrosaurs. So Centeos. Edmonto. Cory. Parasaurolophus, my favourite hadrosaur. Looking awesome. And then we're back at the entrance. So we've nearly come full circle. And then we're going to end up filling the middle up. Right, let's get the next load of these being released. I wanted to do more Microceratus, didn't I? Where were they? There they are. Let's release the Sinoceratops.
Synthesis procedure complete. Incubation.
Heading to pick up the asset. Asset required collection.
Right, they're doing, so let's go down and... There it is, we can release... Let's release the plesiosaur first. Awesome.
This is the Plesiosaurus, a marine reptile that, like modern-day sea mammals, comes up for air. It can really move in the water and has a big appetite, so don't dangle your feet in the pool around this one.
Right, did I have normal fish feeders in here? I have, yeah. It's got one on that side.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Sinoceratops to the park.
Let's put another one there.
Asset has been collected.
There we go, they're happy now. They're smaller than I was expecting. Still not worried. Right, Atomburosaurus.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a son.
Quiet, docile, easy to manage and control. All reasons that I prefer the Sinoceratops to my ex-wife's Chihuahua. This herbivore has all the potential to be a star of any park. So treat it like one.
Yeah, keep up, Cabot. These are
The
Atomburosaurus.
incredible Atomburosaurus was named after naturalist and documentarian David Attenborough. It would be an honor having any prehistoric animal named after you, let alone this majestic reptile. This site has a celebrity in its midst.
And his brother, of course, was John Hammond. Right, so let's go down to the other side of the park. And let's get our... Oh, they're still releasing those at the moment. So trikes have found the water, so hopefully they found the wetland as well. Yeah. So they got everything they could possibly want. So we need to start thinking about what our next enclosure is going to be. First of all, I think I'm going to fill that up with conifer woodland.
Asset transportation complete.
That's it, it just finishes that off nicely. And what I don't think we need is that little bit there. There we go. Right, I think now we can release our next batch. Let's do Ceratopsians next.
Heading to collect the asset. Picking up asset. Asset collection request received.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Ceratops to...
So he's having a quick sleep. Don't blame him. It's what you do on a lazy Sunday afternoon, isn't it?
Commencing asset transit.
Ceratops to the park.
I think they're all going to be happy in this enclosure.
Asset has been collected.
A medium-sized herd animal, the Ceratopsians is known for its enormous nose and pronged brow horns. Those horns have a similar function to those of a wild cow, or even a modern deer to battle with another of the same species to determine dominance. It's the behavioral equivalent of one of Cabot's handshakes.
Right, they're going to be happy. All they need to do is find the water. And there it is. Loads of water.
We are pleased to welcome our Ceratops to the park.
Right, let's start linking this lot up now.
Asset transportation in progress. Deliveries complete.
We are pleased to welcome a Ceratops to the park.
Transporting asset. Asset transported.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have added a new viewing gallery, ready for you to observe our magnificent animals.
Right, I think we've got one more to go on there. They're looking good. Excellent. Now, hopefully, what I'm going to hope to do in the long run on this is I will probably sell off the elderly dinosaurs, get the young ones back in again, and start them all up breeding. Then that way, I should have a healthy population all the time, and I can make money by selling them off when they become elderly.
Asset delivery confirmed.
Well, I assume you can still sell these ones off. Do you know what? I never did anything with that wall, did I? Let's get rid of that for the time being. And I can come back and do something with that later on if I feel the need. Right, let's get the next Ceratopsian in there. Who have we got ready next? We'll do Styracosaurus, and then we can do 2 loads of Microceratus.
Heading to collect the asset. Asset collection request received.
I'm wondering whether to do a high up viewing platform here.
Asset transportation underway. transportation underway.
We have added a viewing platform, ready for you to gain an elevated view of our wonderful dinosaurs.
Right, so you'll be able to see any of them that come over into the wetlands. Like there's one over there, look. And you can sort of see out into the plain as well.
This animal is like a prehistoric rhino. If you want to get scientific about it, it's called the Styracosaurus. Though I prefer Rhino Dino personally, huh? It's a plant eater, and even the toughest of plants are no match for that horn plus that beak.
I'm thinking about having a viewing platform about here,
We are pleased to welcome a Styracosaurus to the park.
and then we'll have it.
Asset transportation underway.
I'll have it just to the side of the gate there.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have added a new viewing gallery, ready for you to observe our magnificent animals.
Get out of my face, dude. Never heard of personal space. But she looks terrified. Probably not best place for you to be then. Right, that's okay. Right, what I am going to do here is a hyperloop, that's it. I always forget what they're called.
Asset being transported.
Right, so what I want to do is link that one up with the one up over there.
Delivery has been completed.
There we go. So that links straight over to there now. Now I wonder if I can link one of these ones. Where did I have the hyperlink there? Let's see if I can link that. Should go directly towards the entrance over there. There we go. So that's all linked up now. Right, let's get the next Ceratopsians in there, which is now our Microceratus.
Asset requiring collection. Asset to be collected.
Now these are only going to be tiny, so they won't be that visible. I am tempted to fly a helicopter over the park and have a look. Shall we do that?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Microceratops.
Right back at the beginning, there we go.
Assets in the air.
Right, here we go. Let's go and have a look. See 2 stegos there now. The Spinos. See, I forgot that you could actually take control of the helicopters in this. That's why I just suddenly decided I wanted to give that a go. Tyrannosaurs are all up in the back of the trees there. There's one coming out. That's the point. When we did our walk around earlier, we forgot to look at the Gigos, didn't we? There they are. And, of course, the Carnotaurus.
When people think of dinosaurs, they tend to imagine animals of a certain size. And yes, most dinosaurs are at least bigger than modern animals. The Microceratus is different. But don't let its small size make you underestimate it. They are still dinosaurs, with all the dangers that implies.
Right, let's have a look at the Microceratus.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Microceratus to the park.
The chances of me seeing one down there is next to 0, so let's zoom in on him that way. There he is.
Asset has been collected.
Right. I've got ground fibre on here, haven't I? But it's just he hasn't found it all yet. We'll give him a little while to explore and get used to it first. It's going to be a little bit of a difficult one to have in an exhibit, really, because it's going to be so rare that it ever gets seen.
Delivery has been completed.
Right, so that's 2 of them down there. Jesus, look at the size of them compared to the others. I knew they were small, but I hope they don't get trodden on. No, they'd be fine. It's just like having compies in a big environment, really. Let's have a look at our Styracos. I don't know why they'd have beef with other Ceratopsians, but not to worry. They still haven't found the wetland yet. They will in time. Let's just jump in there a minute, because there's a couple of them.
Triceratops is best known for its 3 protrusive facial horns. These adornments are not just for display purposes. The brow horns, in particular, can inflict considerable damage to any dinosaur that dares to provoke it.
Asset has been delivered.
Right, so we should have just 3 more Microceratus to go. Shame we haven't got Protoceratops. Could have used some of those in the enclosure as well. But to be fair, there's a lot of them in here.
Heading to pick up the asset. En route to collect the asset.
See, this is what I wanted them doing in the first place. Was being out on the plains.
We are pleased to welcome a Microceratus to the park.
Asset transportation underway.
Those are big old Gallimimus.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to Microceratus to the park.
Asset has been collected.
Just trying to get a couple of positions to make some thumbnails. So while they're delivering the last of those, what should we do on the next episode? Let's just jump in here and have a look at the genome. Oh, Ankylosaurus. I think we need to do something with the Ankylosaurus, don't we? Maybe something with the Dinoceras as well. Dryosaurs we could probably put in with Hadrosaurs, to be honest. Homolosophile. We haven't got Metaborasaurus. Okay, we might have to look into that. And Iguanodon, get those in with the Hadrosaurs. Olorotitan, we haven't got those. Pachycephalosaurs, put those in with Homolosophile. It's a shame we haven't got Stygimoloch as well. Psittacosaurus. Yeah, so just wondering where we could put Psittacosaurus. We could, in effect, put those in with the trikes. Or we could put them in with the hadrosaurs. Not sure yet. You have to think on that one. Right, let's have a look at carnivores. So we haven't got Acrocanthosaurus, which I like. Albertosaurus. We don't really need Albertosaurus because we've got Tyrannosaurus. Ceratosaurus. If I remember rightly, that was the first carnivore you were able to make in the last game. Dilophosaurus, yes, we're going to have to do something with Dilophosaurus. And we were going to do something with Dimetrodon as well, weren't we? Metriacanthosaurus. Morris intrepidus, only a small little animal. We can probably do a small little population for those. Height 0.4 meters, so they are quite small. That's okay. Proceratosaurus, Quinzeosaurus, Troodon. And we could have done Troodon if we were to extend the raptor paddocks and make another 2 on there. We could probably get Utah Raptor in there and Troodon. So Utah Raptors are quite big. 1.5 meters high. But yeah, that would be alright, wouldn't it? So let's find our raptors a minute. Where did we put the raptor paddocks? There we go. So we could extend the raptor paddocks up further and make 2 more up here. Have Troodon and have Utah Raptor. And that'd be like a nice raptory area.
We are pleased to welcome a Microceratus to the park.
So I think we might have to do that. So that would bring us out into the park a bit more this way.
Transit has commenced.
We're a bit bare here, so I wonder if we could do Dimetrodon or something here. That looks a bit out of place, that bit, doesn't it? Let me change that to sand. Beach on it. Let's make it smaller.
Asset delivered.
Yeah, that merging better there. So I think there's, what, 1 more to go. Let's see if I can find one of the Microceratus and see how they're getting on. There's one in there somewhere. There it is. Still hasn't found the water yet, but give him time. Is there no ground fibre in here at all? Let's put some ground fibre. Over like that, then at least we know there is ground fibre in there. They really are small, aren't they? But they'll be alright, they're settling okay. The chances are, if it doesn't work out with them in this, we can make a small enclosure for them nearby. Keep all the Ceratopsians together. And just have a little offshoot for them. So we've probably got an area there for 1 more big exhibit. So we'll have to decide what that's going to be, won't we? And then that links our park up. So then we've just got to fill this middle bit here, which we still got plenty of animals that we can use. And if if we need to do something else, we can actually separate some of these animals out into their own separate enclosures, like Therizinosaurus and the Stegosaurus. We can probably move them about. Yeah, they could probably do with their own enclosure, couldn't they? And then that just leaves the Therizinosaurs in their own enclosure. Not that we ever see them. They are quite difficult to see at times, these Therizinosaurus. I'm not quite sure why. Because they're big animals. They're moosive. They're hiding in amongst the trees there. There we go. There they are. Oh, I was asleep, that's why. Right, there we go. So, now that should be the last of the Ceratopsians in their new environment. So, we got a few ideas of what we want to do on the next one. So, I'll mull it over. And then when we come back, we'll start building again. And we need to try and figure out a way of getting more interest in this side of the park. At the moment, we've got a few people wandering around. But I bet if we look at this area over here, you see there's absolutely loads of people. Chock-a-block with them. So, I mean, it is connected now because we've connected this to this side of the park. But once we got another enclosure there, we got paths going through, then they got both ways that they can go into the park. So it'll get there in the end. So if you want to join me for the next one, remember to like and subscribe to the channel and all that jazz. And I will see you on the flip side. Catch you all later.